right, we are continuing our unit on writing to secure employment with a first look at resumes and cover letters. A note about this week, there's only one video because it's a pretty simple, straightforward week. So the first thing that you need to do is read from chapter 10. You're going to be reading the section on writing resumes and the section on writing job application letters, also known as cover letters. Please read these sections carefully and take notes if you need to, but also study the annotated examples of resumes and cover letters before you go into this week's team assignments. It's really important that you read these sections carefully, that you pay attention to what is required in the resume and as well as the cover letter. So the reading starts with discussion of writing resumes, why you should write them, why it's best for you to write your own rather than hiring someone to do it for you, the elements of two different kinds of approaches to resume, the chronological resume and the skills resume, and the different parts that are in that. And then the cover letter. So you have some examples. One thing to note is that you are going to see a section, I'm just trying to find the right page if you can hear the pages turning. You're going to see a section on sort of alternative or non-traditional resume formats. Those are becoming more and more common. There's, for example, an infographic style, and there's even the video resume. So we're not specifically going to be working on those this week, but looking at them, studying them, seeing what is involved in those is an important part of the work that we need to do before you actually write your own resume. And so I encourage you to do the reading carefully. You have plenty of time this week to get all of this done. I'm making both team assignments due on Monday instead of a Thursday assignment and a Monday assignment. That gives you time to really do the reading and study the examples before jumping into the team assignments. So the first team assignment is evaluating the resume. You'll find in your team folder the document that you need to look at. Let's see. I'm going to take you to that document. So it's going to look like this. It'll be in your team folder, and it's going to have this job advertisement. Notice this is an advertisement, not a complete job posting, job description like we were looking at in the assignment where I asked you to analyze a job post. This is just a simple advertisement, so it's not as robust as what you're looking for normally. But it gives you enough information that you can do this assignment, which is to review the resume and create a collaborative document that explains your evaluation of it against the characteristics of a good resume explained in your, oh yeah, I forgot, we changed books this officially this semester, so we don't use the Handbook of Technical Writing anymore. So I need to change this to your textbook. And the job advertisement, and then list at least 3 specific suggestions for revision. This is a collaborative document. I'm looking for a team response, not individual responses, but a team response. So the team might have to have some conversations, whether that is via some text group or other group that you've set up, email group, or whether you do that on a separate document where you kind of share your ideas and make comments and stuff. That is up to you, but the document that you want me to grade needs to be a team response. So that's your first team assignment. Your second team assignment is evaluating the cover letter. So we will look at that one, which again, it's the same application, and it is the cover letter that goes with the resume that you will have just evaluated. So you have this example here of the cover letter, and again, if you've done the reading carefully, you'll be able to create the collaborative document that explains how this meets the requirements or doesn't of a good cover letter and matches up to the job advertisement and does a good job of, or not, of introducing the candidate to the prospective employer. Right. Okay. And I did just mention this note, but the team assignments, many of your teams are doing this well. Some teams are still struggling with this. When I assign something as a team assignment, as a collaborative document, I want one cohesive team response. I don't want a document that contains a series of individual responses. Otherwise, it's not a team assignment. It's just a collection of individual work. And if that were the case, I would have you submit everything individually. But since this is a team assignment and one of the goals of our class is to practice the kind of teamwork that needs to happen in the professional world, you can develop these skills now where it's relatively low stakes so that you're not in a position of losing your job because you don't know how to operate on the team. This is your chance to practice that. So we are looking for teamwork. That means you do need to communicate with one another. As I suggested in the very first week, set up some sort of method of communication that you will be checking on a regular basis, like daily, so that you can create these collaborative documents. I do understand that you are all busy, that you all have different schedules. We have lots of methods for communicating with people who don't have the same schedule. You can do this. If you need help, reach out. I will try to help you. But otherwise, I know this can be done, and I know that it's being done, so continue doing it. All right, I said this would be short and sweet this week because you really need to be reading the material in the textbook for this. So you have two team assignments. They are both due in the team folder on Monday. I will be checking the team folders sometime afternoon on Monday to see what's in them, to start evaluating the responses. And then as soon as I am able, I will get the evaluations, the scores into Blackboard. Your reading assignment to prepare for next week is chapter 6, Writing for Your Readers, pages 103 through 117. And let me quickly get to that chapter in my book so that I can tell you the various topics in that section of the chapter. It's a pretty extensive chapter, but this one is particularly valuable, these pages, for preparing to write your own resume. So the chapter is Writing for Your Readers, and the first section is Presenting Yourself Effectively, which is what you want to do with a resume and cover letter, right? The second section that you're going to look at is Using Conventional Patterns of Organization. Then you're going to be working on writing clear, informative titles, clear, informative headings, and writing clear, informative paragraphs. So those are the main topics covered in this portion of chapter 6. All right, short and sweet this week. So if you have any questions or concerns, please contact me and I'll be glad to respond to you as soon as I possibly can. Otherwise, if I don't hear from you, I wish you a wonderful week.